Okay, so how many of you guys have done this? You come home after your cruise, you're driving around, you're enjoying your music, you turn your car off, and bam! Your infotainment goes off, you were mid-song still trying to enjoy it, you're in the middle of a conversation using the Bluetooth, or you're trying to listen to a podcast and finish it out before you go inside, and you realize that everything turns off. This is probably one of the most annoying features of the MX5. I know my other car, my Volkswagen, doesn't do this until I open the door. Essentially, once you hit the power button, it completely kills the car, infotainment system, everything involved. This little mod from MX5 Things, it's the ignition controller, will leave the car infotainment system and all the electronics on until you open the door, which is kind of standard for most car, or until a 10-minute timer to stop the battery from draining and killing itself. So stick around, we'll show you how to get this into the car. Also, if you are doing the keyfob controller for the automatic up and down windows and the RF roof controller, you will need this mod to keep the electronics going, to give it power to do everything with the key fob. Okay, so to get started with the installation for the wiring harness, the first thing you want to do is disconnect the negative battery terminal to kill all the power in the car, since you will be messing with the wiring harness. Alright, to get started, I hope you did your yoga. Also get yourself a nice stool of sorts, something that's almost the same height as the bottom door sill. Go ahead and place it down. Prop your butt down. You're going to have to get your head underneath and then slide yourself in. You got minimal room to work with, but this is kind of the angle that you're going to be working at. We essentially have to go underneath the floor here. Not the floor, underneath the dash, and we're trying to access that particular housing. So again, once again, you're coming all the way down, pretty much follow the steering column, and right here, it's this kind of white housing shape thing. That's the two that we have to remove. Okay, so we're down in here, and it's super cramped, and I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. A lot of people say to remove this white housing off the post to make it easier. I'm really hoping this is in focus. I can't see. Literally, the camera's stuck to my face. You might have this wire bundle in the way. If you need to remove it, there's a little plastic tab that you can just push in on each side, and it'll pop right out. So you'll just go in from the top and push. Kind of want to just squeeze it out and it should pop out. You got to do it on both sides. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed. Let me see. Okay, so that gets that out of the way. Just rotate this. All right, so this guy right here is the one you want to remove. And this is the one that's in the way because the clip is on the inside of it. I found out the best way to do this is, let me see if I can get this not to be blurry. So here's the steering column. You can actually get your finger in between the column. There's like a little bracket hole. You can squeeze the clip right here. So with one hand, squeeze this. With the other one, try to get like a plastic pry bar and get some leverage to pull this out. And that should pop out C18. So let me do that really quick and we'll see what happens. Just kind of have the camera balancing on my face. Oh, there's literally no room to work it. Oh, all right, let's see if that works. Probably not. Yeah. All right, so for the best. No, I think the brake pedal's in the way. Okay, let's see if we're down here. Alright, so pry bar up on the C18, finger through. We'll push here, and then we'll use the pry bar as leverage. Okay, so once C18 comes out, it should just shimmy all the way. Okay, so that gets C18 out of the way. Let's see if we can see this. All right, so C18 is out of the way, and then that gives us access to C19, which I guess we'll have to
tackled the same way, coming in from the side and pulling it out. Okay, so once you get the C19 out, you'll be left with the C18. I actually found it easier to just kind of tackle one hand. Forget trying to get through here, because unless you have really long fingers, you're not going to reach it. So once this is out, you can go ahead and plug the harness in to that and plug everything back in. So unfortunately, I had to just get this in here without showing it on the video because I needed two hands. So here's the wiring harness from the MX5 Things. That's going to just plug into that. And now this guy needs to finagle its way into here. Alright, so once you get everything connected, the wiring harness, it kind of, sorry I have no space here, it all just kind of tucks away, and it just clips right in place. Make sure you push it in all the way and hear that audible click. I read on some of the reviews that they've not pushed it in all the way and you start having some problems with stuff not working. It's just a matter of connecting. So both ends need to fully connect. Kind of just tuck everything and then, you know, fish out the other C18. And trust me, you'll see once you're down in here how little space you have to work with. Mind you, I'm doing most of this one-handed so I can hold the camera. Okay, so that goes in, and then you just push it and you click, and that's it. All right, finally. Hopefully this will save you from having to do this for 2 hours like I did, trying to figure out the little nitty-gritty details. Don't forget to put this little guy back in here too. He just drops in place in his little housing. Okay. So, where am I at? So that guy just clips in place. Everything's there. All right, let's put the battery back on and try it out.
Okay, so we're back in the car to test out the installation. You know, we turned everything on. We're just chilling. Put the windows down to kind of test everything again. We're gonna turn the power off and Shazam, everybody. Power's still on to the infotainment. Everything still works. Let's chill for a little bit. Let me turn this music down. Kind of walk you through kind of like a recap of everything. It honestly sucks to get down in here. It's crazy. Me and my wife were tackling it. She's smaller and she was trying to help me, and honestly, just I really hope this video helps some of you guys out. Is it necessary? Sure. I mean, as a convenience thing, it's also necessary for the keyfob installation, which I'll tackle here in the next video. As I was saying, the radio's still on. The dash does turn off, so I do want to mention that. So these things kind of go off. Do I have roof control? No, so we don't have any roof control still. But it does leave the radio on. And as far as the windows go, actually, no windows. So really, it's just there for the radio. And if I open the door, it goes ahead and closes everything out.